Monday. We have an action packed day. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to get your pen, your paper. Why? Because today we are going to get our money plan together. So you're going to need paper, you're going to need pen, you're going to need to cut off your cell phone. You don't want to miss anything. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you guys about 10 seconds to grab your notebook because it is power packed and action packed. Hi to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'm happy to be with you today, and I'm happy you guys are joining me. Who is that? We ain't worried about that. If this is your first time joining me, here we talk about money, but we like to talk about money God's way. And if you are returning, welcome back. If you're watching for the first time on YouTube and you like what you hear, hit the like button, press subscribe, and we're going to get the party on the road. So last week, we talked about plans, and last week we talked about how important it is to have a plan, and when you don't have a plan, things just don't work out. So today, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to get a tangible money plan in place. And so I'm going to basically give you the template today. I'm just going to kind of give you the outline today. It is going to be up to you to go back and do the work. And my hair. It's going to be up to you to go back and do the work and fill in and all that good stuff. How do we start off Money Monday, you guys? We started off with a scripture, and let's go ahead and get it started with Luke 14:28. For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the costs, whether he has enough to complete it? And that's what we're doing today. We're going to sit down, we're going to get our plan in place and to make sure everything is all together. And then I have another one for you today. You get a 2 for 1 today. But all things should be done decently and in order. And that's 1 Corinthians 14:40. So let's get the show on the road. The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to pray for God to reveal any money myths that you may have and to heal you from that. So what do I mean by money myths? So for example, sometimes we did a TikTok, not a TikTok, oh my God. We did a video series on the money mindset. And the reason that I had did that is because I found that a lot of people, as it pertains to the money, they had a lot of limiting beliefs about money. And some of these limiting beliefs about money was causing them to be in a financial situation that they just felt like they couldn't get themselves out of. So when we think about money myths, some people have certain money myths like, well, when you have money, you can't have nice things. And that's just simply not true. Another money myth that plagues people is that, the money that I need to get myself out of debt is just not in my reach. It's just out of touch. That's just not true. Some people have these limited money beliefs that their family is poor, so that means that they're going to always be poor and there's no way out of that. And that's simply not true. So what I want you guys to understand and know is that it's really important for you to let the Lord reveal to you what your limited money beliefs are, what's happening within your money mindset that is causing you to not move to the next level. So also, let me just first say, I want to apologize to those of you who are on Facebook, maybe you're on YouTube and the quality is not as well. The power is out over at my home. And so I'm in the office, and in the office, we just don't have the internet stream as well as it normally is. So just stay with us. You want this information, you want this knowledge. Trust me, it's going to be worth your time. Okay. So just stay with us. Okay. So these are some of the things. Some people have a belief, for whatever reason, they feel like if they have money, then that means that they're shallow thinking if they want to be financially stable. And that's just not true. And then for some people, they feel like I don't want any more money because the more money I have, the more problems I'm going to have. And that's not true at all. So think about what your money myths are and make a plan. Pray, ask God to heal you from that so that you can move forward. Number two, we're going to pick 2 books to read before June 1st, 2022. Now, you guys know I have a video on some wonderful books that you could read just to kind of give you guys some tips, maybe point you into the direction of a couple. I'm not going to give them all to you, but because I can't give you all the wonderful books that you can read. There's just no way. But The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle, The Power of Broke by Damon John, 2 wonderful books. The Bible is full of financial tips and principles when it comes to money. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale is fantastic. Think and Grow Rich is another one that is really, really good. Um, uh, if you have a lot of debt, the Dave Ramsey books are amazing. They really help to pull you out of debt. So get a plan in place, pick 2 books. You're going to read them before June 1st, 2022. Why? Because you want to feed yourself that good knowledge. Feed yourself good knowledge. If you can sit and watch Netflix, if you can sit and watch, binge watch on your shows, you can read a book. And let's say you're not the type of person, like let's say maybe you're on the go all the time. This is a good opportunity for you to get an Audible book and go to Audible. You can listen to audio books driving. Maybe you're in the kitchen cooking dinner, whatever. This is a perfect opportunity to do something like that. Number 3, you're going to pick one way to start earning more money by April 30th. One way. Now, if you visit my YouTube channel, you will find that, and I'm going to put inside of the chat for those of you who are watching live, I'm going to put in there a link to, so those of you who are on Facebook and those of you who are on YouTube, you should be able to see this. It's a YouTube link, and it'll take you to a video that I did that gives you 20 ways that you can make some extra money. And but I'm going to kind of help you out a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple of hints and tips to point you in the right direction. And let me tell you why this is so important. Y'all know I believe in Ecclesiastes 11:2. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. Hence why they call me Yarcel, the multipreneur. I believe in multiple streams of income. That scripture is not just for me. That scripture is for us all. So what are some of the things that you can do? Well, first and foremost, what can you do naturally without any effort? What can you do that is so easy for you to do that could be a money stream? Remember, the money is in your hands. What could you be doing that it comes naturally to you? Easy, no effort. Try delivery, Amazon Flex, Instacart, DoorDash. All of these are wonderful ways to make some money. You can even do it on a bike. Do some online surveys. That is a wonderful way for you to make money. Some people need storage. You can store people's items in your garage for them because they need space. You can kind of rent out space that maybe you're not even using in the garage. Another thing you can do is if you have a big old home, maybe your kids are gone, you can rent a room in the house. That'll help you to knock down your mortgage. That'll help you to bring in some extra income into your home. Airbnb. Airbnb is a wonderful way for you to make some money. You can even Airbnb if you're renting, and you just have to get permission from the owner of the property. But Airbnb will be a wonderful way for some of you to make some extra money. Teach English online like VIP Kid. Some of the places that you can teach online with, they require a degree. Some do not. You just need to know how to speak English, and then you need to have that flexibility because of the different time zones. But it's a wonderful way to make some extra money. Maybe you have multiple cars in the driveway. You can rent your car with Toro. Maybe you work from home now all the time because of the pandemic. And guess what? The car is just sitting there, but it'd be a good way for you to make some extra money. And then you just need to make sure actually Toro has insurance. So you don't have to worry about that. But you can also make sure that your current insurance company has something in place for this type of service. If you are at least 18 years old and you're watching this, you can walk dogs in your neighborhood with Rover. That's a really good way to make some quick extra money. And then and the number 10 way, I'm just going to give you today, just a few, because if you take my class, I give you like 35 ways that you can make some extra money, but invest. Investing is such a wonderful way to bring in some income. So don't miss out on the power of investing. We're going to talk a little bit about that because that is part of your money plan. Remind yourself daily that you deserve to be financially free. And so whenever I tell people all the time, when you're talking to yourself, instead of saying but, replace the word but with the word and when you speak. Okay. I want to get out of debt, but I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I want to get out of debt and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get a plan in place. I'm going to figure it out. So you just got to start changing your words so you can change your world. The fourth part of our money strategy is we're going to set some money goals. We're going to set short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. And I don't know what your goals are, but your short-term goals, those are things that you're going to do within the next 3 months, 3 to 6 months. The mid-term goals, and then those long-term goals for further on down the road, years away. Set some money goals. Think about what it is that you want to do. If you're married, you want to set some money goals with your spouse. You sit down together and set these money goals together, short, mid, and long. The fifth thing you want to do is to create a budget. Do you have my journal? My journal is a nice, tangible way for you to create a working and a moving and a living budget. You can use budget spreadsheets. You can use spreadsheets online. You can use mint.com. I love Mint. Mint.com is a wonderful, wonderful way for you to put a budget together. And it's one of those wonderful ways to put a budget together when you just don't have a whole lot of time to write things down, or if you're a person, you always have your phone. It's a wonderful app. Okay. The sixth thing you want to do is you want to get a savings plan together, and you got to get a savings plan in place. So break it down yourself. Tell them what that means. Well, first and foremost, you got to have a plan. And if an emergency pops up, if the car breaks down, something like that, an emergency fund in place. So that's the first thing you have to do as it pertains to your savings plans. Set some savings for automatic deposit. So let's say most of us get paid by direct deposit, right? You get paid by direct deposit. Go ahead and allocate 10% to just go straight into your savings account. So when the money hits your checking account, you're only working off of that. Right off the rip, do that. Anytime you're talking about saving money, it has to be in the budget. Okay. If you don't put it in the budget, it's going to be difficult for you to save, especially if you're not the type of person that already naturally does the saving. Okay. Take advantage of any employer matches. Find out if you work a 9 to 5 and your job does matching, make sure you find out if you are taking full advantage of the matching of your company. So you want to do that. Save your windfalls and your tax refunds. So whenever you are getting this extra additional money, put it away. Put it away. Tax time is a wonderful time for you to immediately put your emergency fund money away if you are in the position to be receiving a refund. Now, let's say you have low income. If you have low income, there are investment development accounts, IDA programs, and they're local to your particular region. You want to participate. IDAs are amazing. It has wonderful resources if you are a low income family. Investment development account or an IDA, look it up and see if there's one in your area. And for some of you, this is maybe your first time hearing about this. And so go and do your research on that. Another thing you need to do is unsubscribe to those things that you're really not even using. That's just taking money from you each and every month. Unsubscribe and then allocate that money to go someplace else. Get a debt plan in place is the next thing that we need to do. So let's talk about how important this is. First of all, I have a video. It's called Unpacking Debt. And so I want you to watch that video. And then what you want to do is you want to choose the best debt repayment plan that works best for you. So I'm going to tell you about two of them. First one is Snowball. Well, what does Snowball method mean? That means you're going to list your debt in order of your smallest balance to the largest. And then you're going to pay larger amounts on the first loan, which is the smallest balance, while you make the minimum payments on the others. This is really good for a person that likes to see the small wins as you pay off your debt. So if I'm that type of person, I like to see myself making progress. This may be a really, really good method for you. For those of you who are different, you want to do the highest interest method. This is another method of getting rid of the debt. Highest interest method. So this is what you're going to do with this. You're going to list in your debt in order of the highest interest to the lowest. And then you make the other minimum payments on the other debt that you have. Okay. This is really good for you if you want to pay the least amount of money over the time for your debt. It's like you're like, I'm trying to pay the least amount of money. So that's why you go high interest first to low interest. Now, somebody might be saying, Yarcel, why would a person just not, why would you snowball if you're going to possibly potentially pay more money in the long haul? Why would you not automatically just um, do the higher interest method, because everybody is not the same. You have to do what works for you, period, point blank. Everyone is not the same. If I'm the type of person, when I'm paying off my debt, I want to see it moving and everything like that. Snowball is best for me. If I'm a numbers person, the higher interest rate may be best for me. Either way it goes, you have to do the things that match you or you're not going to do it. Period, point blank. The eighth thing that you're going to do is you're going to get your credit in order. That's part of the money plan. So I'm going to show you guys two pictures. And so for those of you who are on TikTok, you can't see this. And I'm sorry because all you got is me. But the 5 factors that impact your credit are payment history, credit utilization, diversification of your credit, inquiries and new credit, and the length of the credit history. It's important because your payment history counts for 35% of the credit score. And I'm talking FICO right now. Okay? I'm not talking about any of the others because there's lots of different credit scores. Different people use different credit scores and stuff like that. I'm talking FICO. So payment history is 35%. Basically, the most important thing behind that is pay your bills on time. Pay your bills on time. Pay your bills on time. Period, point blank. Credit utilization. That is 30% of that credit score for FICO. That's huge. That means with your credit cards, you don't want to carry high balances on your credit cards. If you have $1,000 credit card and you're carrying a $500 that you owe to them, they're saying you're utilizing 50% of this credit card. You got 50% of it tied up. And guess what? Because of that, then, it's going to affect your credit score. You want to get those credit card balances down. You want to get those credit card balances down to under 10%. It's really good if you will pay off your debt on your credit cards every month. Try to do that. 15% is the length of credit history. So they basically want to know, have you had credit for a long period of time? And if so, then that's great. It shows, history of your accounts. 10% on inquiries and new credit, and 10% on diversification of credit. Diversification and stuff means like the different types of accounts, revolving accounts and mortgage and auto and credit cards and loans and the different types of credit that you have. Okay. The next thing I wanted to show you is that there are free ways for you to check your credit score. Ask your credit card company. Sometimes you can get it through your bank or even an online service. Annualcreditreport.com will give you a free credit report from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's annualcreditreport.com. You can get a free credit report, and you will be surprised. You can get your credit score from the credit card companies that you currently have. Sometimes the bank will tell you what it is. And then, so those are ways that you can get your credit score. Okay. So that's the 8th thing on our money plan. The 9th thing on our money plan that we're going to take into consideration is our risk management and our personal insurance. This is huge. Why is this so important, Yarcel? Because you actually have more to protect than you actually think. Oh, sorry. We're back. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all were like, girl, we still see the credit. Okay. Risk management and personal insurance. Like I said, you have more to protect than you think. So you're not thinking about this right now because, you're like, what is she talking about? How about your future earnings? You have to protect your future earnings. Some of you, you're going to make more money later. You know it. You're putting things in place. You're up for promotion at work. Your business is growing. Whatever the case is, you need to protect your future earnings, right? You're counting on your future earnings. You want to protect your health and your well-being, right? Money is health and health is wealth, right? You want to protect your investments, okay? You want to protect your primary home. You want to protect your vacation home, right? You don't want anything to happen to your properties. You want to protect your automobiles, your watercrafts, your recreational vehicles. You want to protect that trailer. You want to protect that boat. You want to protect the cars that you have. Some of you have some amazing collections in the house. You have jewelry. You have antiques. All of these things, they're important. You have to protect. You have much, much more to protect than you even think about. How do we do this? We do this with disability insurance. If something happens to you and you can't work, what are you going to do? How is income going to continue to come into the house? You can do that through disability insurance. Life insurance, that is so important, especially when you have children, especially when people depend on your income. Your health insurance is important, okay? Personal liability. Some of you, you are very valuable yourself. You have a business that you need to protect, and you have to protect your properties, your cars, those antiques, your trailers, your boats, all of those kinds of things. Okay? The 10th thing that we're going to do with our money plan is we're going to get our investments in order. Well, why do I even need to invest? Oh, I'm so glad you asked me this question. Number 1, retirement. You want to be in a position later. How are you going to live later in life after you've made some changes with how your life is going right now? What about college education for your children? Maybe you need to make a major purchase, right? This is a good reason to invest. Maybe you just want to build wealth for your family. And maybe you want to maintain your purchasing power against inflation. Oh my goodness. Inflation, y'all got to think about inflation. I mean, look at how the cost of the things are right now. So let me talk to you a little bit about some investments. This is some things that I want you to consider as we're putting our money plan together. Mutual funds. What are mutual funds? Well, mutual funds, they are an investment program funded by shareholders that trades in diversified holdings and is professionally managed. So break that down. Let's say you take all of the investments, a pool of investments, and we put it into a pie and we bake it. All of the stocks and bonds, all of the investments, and we cut everybody a slice of the pie and give it to everybody. That's what like a mutual fund is like, okay? We are doing this because, and you want to diversify because it allows you to invest in multiple things. Because guess what? There are times when something is performing really well and something is performing really low. And when you have diversification in your portfolio, you don't feel the burn when the market is really dropping. You don't feel the burn as much when you're diversifying. Take advantage of things when things are low and when they're high, when you diversify. Stocks. Well, what the heck are stocks? So stocks are securities that represent ownership in a share of a company. And if the stock price goes up during the time that you own it, you can sell it for more than you paid for it. So that's really cool. You can also earn dividends with your stocks. They're regular payments to shareholders. Not all stocks pay dividends, just so that you know. And typically, dividends, by the way, are paid quarterly. Well, what are bonds then? Bonds, they're a loan that you give a company or the government. So, simply put, a company or a government, they're in debt to you when you buy a bond, and they are going to pay you interest on the loan for a set period. And then you got this interest coming, and then it'll pay back the full amount to you that you bought the bond for. So it's a people like they like bonds because they feel like it's a great way to a safe way to invest, safer way. Real estate. People buy property for income or appreciation. And also, people buy real estate for the tax advantages because owning buildings when you own buildings, you get depreciation that is deductible. So people like property and for not just income, also for tax advantages. Another thing that I want you to keep in mind when you're getting your investment plan together is the power of compound interest. So that means that the interest that you earn each year is added to your principal. So what does that mean? It means that the balance doesn't just grow, it grows at an increasing rate. And then you also hear me talk about dollar cost averaging. And what is that? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy that you basically are taking the total amount that you're going to be investing, and you divide it up and you pay it across a period of time in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. So that's just an investment strategy that a lot of people use, dollar cost averaging. Okay, so let's talk about some investment vehicles. What are some investment vehicles, Yarcel? I'm so glad you asked. First and foremost, bonds. We just talked about what those are. Stocks. ETFs are exchange trade funds. You got your mutual funds, something that everybody is really trying to get into now, cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, certificates of deposits. CDs are great when you need some liquidity. That means you need access to your money. It's a great way to invest if you know that in 5 years, I'm going to be buying a house. Okay. So you want your money to be liquid, but you want to have an opportunity to make a little money. So CDs are really good. Money market accounts are really good for liquidity as well. Real estate is an investment vehicle. We talked about that. Health savings accounts are investment vehicles. Some of you have them at work and you don't even think about your health savings account. But health savings account, believe it or not, fine art is an investment vehicle. Believe it or not, fine wine is an investment vehicle. And of course, your retirement accounts are investment vehicles. What kinds of retirement accounts am I talking about? Well, we have traditional 401ks, we have Roth and traditional IRAs, we have 403bs. We have the Roth 403b, Roth 401k, and Roth 457s. All of these things are investment vehicles. Okay. Now, there are 5 things that I do want you to know about retirement. Number one, you need to find out how much money you may need in retirement. And you can do that through calculators. Just think about like, okay, how do I want to live later? Am I planning on having this house paid off? Whatever the case is, you need to think about that. I was actually asked this question just recently, and I had to think, gosh, how do I want to live? Let me think about this. What do I need it to look like? And then I had to come up with a number. And sometimes you can't do it just as quickly, but think about that. And then you want to make sure that you save it, and then you invest and you save your money. You need to know how Social Security is going to fit into your retirement plan. Some of you actually work jobs and y'all do not pay into Social Security. And then others of you do have a job that pays into Social Security. How does it fit in? And especially if you're younger, the Social Security age could possibly change later. you know? So just know how Social Security fits into your retirement plan. Go to ssa.gov, gets you some information about that. If you have a retirement savings gap, how are you going to make up the difference? So let's say you're like me, you're in your 40s and you realize, ooh, I had a period of time when I just didn't have any investments or any savings or something of that nature. How are you going to make up that gap? What are you going to do to get yourself back into position so that you're on track for how you want to, how your life may shift later? And then also too, I tell people all the time, make a date with your 401k plan and your IRA once or twice a year. You should be looking at your accounts. You should be reviewing your accounts. Call the investment person. We just kind of set it and forget it. We don't even think about it. We just go to work. We don't even think nothing about it. What you want to do is you want to go back. You want to check on those things. The same way that you're going to go on plan your vacation is the same way you need to say, on this day we're going to look at my investments, we're going to look at my portfolio, we're going to look at this retirement account, we're going to make sure that things are still moving in a good direction. Yeah. And the last part of our money, this is the last part of our money plan. We're going to invest in ourselves. Now, I can sit up here and tell you so many different ways that you can invest in yourself. You are the most important person. But I'm just going to give you a couple just to get you started. Some of you, it may be time to go and get that degree that you really want. And that's not for everybody. But maybe that is you. Maybe it is time for you to do that. And I will say, try to find yourself some scholarships, go part-time, go to the educational institution that has the lowest amount of tuition costs, and you can get it done. Get yourself that certificate that you've been wanting to get. Maybe it's time for you to get a certificate in something. Maybe it's time for you to go to the next level at your job and you need an extra certificate. You need to learn how to do something new. Maybe for you, you just need to start exercising. That's huge. For some of you, you need some direction. You need a little help. You need a mentor. Maybe you need to hire yourself a life coach. You can afford it. Get yourself a life coach, because sometimes a life coach will take you to a whole nother level. For some of you, you need to start therapy. And I'm talking, this is important. Your mental health is important. Maybe you just need somebody that's like a neutral person that can help you talk through some things and sort out some of the things that you're going through. So hire yourself a real, licensed therapist. And I'm not talking about your homeboy or your homeboy at the barbershop and your homegirl over a glass of wine. I'm talking about a real licensed therapist. Maybe you need to get out, go to a networking event, commit to meeting one person new, do something for yourself, learn to paint, activate the right side of your brain, your creative side, do something different. Plan yourself a vacation that costs less than $100. And I know some of you are like, I can't plan a vacation that costs that. Yes, you can. Plan a vacation that costs less than $100. Do something for yourself. Maybe you'll drive a couple of hours outside of town and you'll be surprised. You might find some wonderful adventure out there, but try something new. Go have a spa day. Why not? Guys, when's the last time you had a massage? Ladies, when's the last time you had a massage? Go have yourself a spa day. Go get a facial. Go do something relaxing and zen-like for yourself. The 10th thing you can do, you can speak some affirmations over yourself daily. I heard something super duper powerful. Last week, they said that words never die. And so what you speak is somewhere waiting for you. So I said, Lord, I repent of anything that I said, if I knew it or if I didn't know it, even if I did it by mistakes, didn't even realize I said it. Cancel anything that I have spoken that could harm me later. And that's what you need to do too. Speak affirmations over yourself. Speak positivity to yourself. Talk to yourself with love, right? Do that every single day. Organize your house. Organize your office. It might be time. To me, like when I organize everything, I just think I feel so much better. I feel at peace. Like I feel like things are together. Organize your home, organize your office. Last but not least, Maybe it's time to join something new. Join a church, join a club, join a new organization. There are so many wonderful ways to affiliate yourself. Fools hang out with fools. You start hanging around with five fools, you become the sixth one. We heard all of these different things before. So it's really important that you get yourself into position to surround yourself with some positivity, with some love, and some things that are going to help you to grow as an individual person. Okay? So let's do a quick recap of the money plan, real quick. And so let me go back so we can recap it all for those of you who may have joined late and you have to go back and watch the video. Number one, we're going to pray to God to reveal to us any money myths that we may have about ourselves. Number two, we're going to pick 2 books and we're going to read those books before June 1st of 2022. Number 3, we're going to pick one way that we're going to start earning some more money. We're going to pick this way by April the 30th, 2022. That's what we're going to do. That was number 3. Number 4, we're going to set money goals. We're going to set short-term, mid-term, and long-term money goals. Number 5, we're going to create a budget. We're going to tell our money where it needs to go. Number 6, we're going to get a savings plan in place. Definitely, we're going to get a savings plan in place. Number 7, we're going to get a debt plan in place. We're going to decide, are we going to snowball it or are we going to do the high interest? We're going to choose and we're going to attack it. Number 8, we're going to get our credit in order. We're going to go to annualcreditreport.com. We're going to figure out what is on that credit report. And we're going to do something about it. Number 9, we're going to look at our risk management and our personal insurance. We're going to make sure that we are protecting the things that are important to us, the things that we didn't even think about. We want to make sure that all of those things are protected. Number 10, we're going to get our investments in order. We're going to get our portfolio together, you guys. And the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we invest in us. We're going to invest in ourselves. We're going to make sure that we are the most valuable and most important thing. And we're going to make sure that we are investing in ourselves. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today. I did, and I'm so excited. I love when we talk about these things and we can get some tangible actions, things in step. And this was a long day today, but I hope it was worth it for you. Visit my website, you guys. I am themultipreneur.com. Join me over there. Follow me on Instagram. I am the Multipreneur. If you're on YouTube or if you like YouTube and you're not, maybe you're watching me from someplace else. I don't know. But join me on YouTube. Press that like button, hit subscribe. That way you'll not miss any Money Monday videos. If you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at The Multipreneur. And for those of you who are on TikTok, join me on TikTok. I am at Yarcel. And if you ever want to email me, if you have any questions, if you want to have me talk about a particular content that you want us to talk about or share on here, email me at iamthemultipreneur@gmail.com. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Happy spring break to those of you who are on spring break. And I will talk to you